Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with myself, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen Spurs? Forster, Romero, Red Romero, Longley, Davis, Emerson, Royal, Cheese, Richarlison, Skip, Højbjerg, Perisic, Perro, Kulusevski, Sanchez, Son, Heung-min Son. Kane, can you hear me? Antonio Conte, you always took one hell of a beating. White Hart Lane, Chasm Dave, Sol Campbell, Danny Kelly, the Sainsbury's under the stand, Glenn Hoddle, Paul Hawksby, Beavertown, Steve Archibald, can you hear me, Stevie Archibald? Bill Nicholson, Danny Rose, Gareth Bale, Jamie O'Hara. O'Hara, can you hear me? You always took one hell of a beating.
Oh, you're a disgrace. Spurs are out of the Champions League. They lose 1-0 on aggregate to AC Milan. Is Conte's time up? What was that tonight? Pathetic. Embarrassing. Get him out. Get Poch in. Shambles.
Dear.
What a shambles, Cundy. What a shambles.
I mean, you know, this is the Champions League. It was pretty pathetic. Lack of fight. I mean, just have that one chance, two chances on goal. The best chance was a brilliant Kane header towards the end. But honestly, that's the Champions League. And you've got players like Romero throwing himself around, getting booked in 15 minutes. We sat in the green room and said, his game has got to be perfect from now on. And let's be honest, his game is like that.
Yeah.
He can pick up a
liability. He's a liability.
You've got to have some self-restraint. All over the pitch, though, Jay. All over the pitch. It was such a pathetic limping out performance of the Champions League. The Spurs fans there tonight, the boos come out. We knew that was going to happen. But you know what? Sometimes you get beat in football matches, but it's how you get beat and how you they didn't score one goal over the two legs.
No. Look, Jace. Obviously, it's hard for me to come in here and talk as a Spurs fan, constantly watching us go through pain. I feel for the Spurs fans there tonight because it was embarrassing. It was a pathetic performance all over the park. I think for me now the time has come for Conte to go. He doesn't look like he's want to be there. And the players are not getting what he wants to do. So I just think put him out of his misery, put everyone out of their misery, get Poch in and move on. Let him have 3 months to the end of the season to see what he's got. And then he has pre-season, start next season, and we might get top 4. But there's no way I can keep watching. I'm actually tired of watching Tottenham, Jace. I was sat in the green room. I'm tired of watching them. I just want to enjoy watching the team.
Yeah, it wasn't a great spectacle. And, you know, like I said, sometimes games like that, when they're tense, the quality isn't always there. But you know what you always demand? The last 10 minutes of the first half, I said to you, Spurs can end this half high, get the crowd behind them, but it was just a whimper. That was it. It whimpered out.
Yeah, it was. It was pathetic. It was from Spurs fans. I want to have you say 03717 22 33 44. I'll continue my opinion throughout the night. But let's go to Jack, who's a Spurs fan. All right, Jack.
All right, Jack. Jack.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Good, Jack. Look,
I'm all right.
You've been at the game.
Yeah.
What did you make of it? The performance and the atmosphere?
I said Sunday, and I say it again tonight. He has to leave. It is awful. The way of watching football. Who has one shot on target at home in the last 16?
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, there's a bad line there, Jack. Couldn't quite get you. Jace, look, just in terms of Spurs, where do they go from here?
Well, it's another season without a trophy. There's going to be a lot of speculation, and there has been over the last 2 or 3 weeks again, about Harry Kane's future, Conte's future. The Mopo is the one everyone wants back. The vast majority of Spurs fans that I listened to on the station, you were telling me, the Green Room, you want him back. I understand there's that romantic notion. He's sitting on a beach somewhere, watching that. He knows that he'd heard the boos. He'll know what's going on at the club. And I just wonder how Levy now feels about this. The next 24 hours, 40 hours, there's always that knee-jerk reaction sometimes. Let the dust settle. Speak to Conte. But it feels from the outside looking in, mate, it's not a happy club. No,
it's not. It's not a happy club. Jack, sorry, mate, we lost you there.
Hello, I'm back again.
Sorry,
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go on, Jack. I know you're talking about Conte out.
Sorry. I was saying. I called Sunday.
Yeah.
And I called today. It is terrible. Who has one shot on target until the 96th minute at home in the Champions League, and then you get a man sent off, and you bring off one of your best attacking midfielders for a centre-back. That is a loser mentality. It's a loser mentality.
I don't understand why he did. I can't understand what he was thinking there. Why are you taking off Kulusevski and bringing on a centre half when you're losing the game? I don't understand his thinking. It's so negative. It's so boring. Honestly, Jack, I am sick to death of watching Spurs. They rip your heart out every season, and I've had enough of it, Jack. I don't want to watch them anymore. I'm a Spurs fan. I don't want to watch it.
I called you Sunday and I said I went to Wolves, and people say, yeah, they had shots on goal. You can't watch this way of football. They get the ball and they run away. They run away and put 11 men behind the ball, and they do that again and again and again. And it's not about fourth. It's not about trophies, because this guy's not winning trophies anyway. It's about watching with your eyes for 90 minutes and the complete terrible and will to want to win a game of football that whole 11 show across the whole 90 minutes. It's terrible. And I'm telling you, until he leaves, I can't watch the football anymore. He needs to go. If Kane goes, I get it. Kane goes, the Godfather, bring him back, reset, and I'd rather have lost tonight 4-2. 4-2. And at least scored a goal and tried to win the game.
Didn't even look like scoring.
Tried to win the game.
Didn't even look like. I know.
I didn't see one shot on target that was like, all right, we should have scored tonight.
So you want Mopo? Is that what you want, Jack?
Of course he does. Everyone does.
Okay.
Everyone does. The time's come. The time has come for Pochettino to return. The club needs a lift. The fans need a lift. You know what? The fans got behind it. They did, and they've tried and tried and tried to get behind it. It hasn't worked, all right? And you have to hold your hands up sometimes and goes, you know what? Conte is a great manager. It hasn't worked for Tottenham. The football is diabolical. It is awful to watch. I'd rather watch paint dry. It is shocking.
I've never seen Tottenham be more in love with their club than when Pochettino was in charge. Yeah. And I was Conte last year, and I left Leicester early. Amazing. The guy got us top 4. I'm not denying that. But I'm telling you, you go there and it is miserable. You don't want to watch that team play for 90 minutes. You know, he is toxic. I get it, he's a trophy winner, but he's not for Spurs. Maybe no one's for Spurs.
Well, he's a trophy winner. He's not for Spurs, then, is he? He's a trophy winner.
Well,
you're manager killers, though, Jack.
Anyway.
Jack, what happens to that club when a new manager comes in and somehow he goes from being very good or excellent, depending how, the various different managers have had over the last X amount of years. But they all leave in the same way. You ruin them. I mean, literally.
Maybe so. But maybe so. But the best time I've seen Spurs in love with Tottenham Hotspur was with Pochettino.
Yeah, we didn't ruin Pochettino, did we? We went and got the PSG job.
You can't argue with me. It doesn't matter. You can't argue with me. It was the best time Spurs have been in love with Tottenham.
All right, Jack.
And until that comes back, we're done.
Yeah, Jack, a brilliant call. Thanks very much. Let's go to Trevor, who's a Spurs fan. All right, Trev?
Hi, I'm on off Wednesday after the FA Cup debacle. I've got to say, and I've listened to you, and Jamie, you are 100% correct. I am tired of watching this football. I agree 100%. How tonight does he even pick off Perisic 20 minutes or even 30 minutes before the game was over and brings on Pedro Porro? Why didn't he bring on an attacker then?
Yeah.
We're just not. I cannot stand the same as everyone said on here, this football. He has got to go. I am not going to go with my season ticket to that stadium until the end of the season if that geezer is still in charge. I can't watch this football. It's terrible. And we're all saying the same thing. I'd like to just say one thing. There was a mate of mine who was on here yesterday who is a ringer for Tony Mowbray. And I just want to shout hello to him because he asked me to.
Right.
So I want to do that for him.
Can he manage the service? Oh, mate.
Yeah, right. Oh, my goodness.
Trev, look, is it time for Pochettino?
Yes, we will know that. Every Spurs fan knows that the football we played, we didn't win anything. I don't care about that.
No, but we got close. We were closer than we've ever been.
And look at the football we were playing.
I know. We were excited to watch. I loved watching us.
Now, is it the players? Have we not got the right players that fit? Because we're missing attractive footballers. You know, we haven't got an Erik.
Yeah, but you know what, Trevor? But this is why you bring in Poch now. You know, because people say, "I'll ride it out to the end of the season. You might get top 4." Conte's gone in the summer. He's not signing a new deal. He's not signing a new deal. He's gone, right? We're going to cut ties. 100%. He's gone. He's had enough. Spurs have had enough. So might as well get rid now. Get Pochettino in and go, right, let me look at what I've got. Who can I rely on? These new players that we've brought in that he's not seen before, let me see what they're like day in, day out. Do I want them? Yes or no? And if not, then you go to Levy and say, right, I need this. I need these players. These ain't good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ain't good enough. I need to replace these. I've not had them here before. They've got to go.
But can I make a point here? That there is, Jason just said before that 2 managers have been ruined by Spurs, Conte and Mourinho. What is the connection here? Is it Levy? I don't know is the answer. Because he's been there for 22 years. We've won 1 cup, a League Cup in that time. Is it his time? You know, I don't think he'll let go of the reins. He'll want to sell part of the club. He won't want to let the whole club go. So he's still going to be in control. While he's in control, I don't think we're going to get the players. What I want to see is attractive. I want to go to a game, walk out there with a smile on my face, and that isn't happening today.
Yeah, Trev, absolute pleasure, mate. Really appreciate your call. I want to hear from Spurs fans tonight. Let's go to James, who's a Spurs fan.
Right, Jimbo?
Evening, guys. How are you?
All right, Jimbo. I'm okay. I'm better than you lot.
Yeah, depressing, isn't it, Jamie?
It's hard work, mate. Honestly, if you watch me in the green room, I was saying to the lads, like, you know, I'm watching Jason last night watching Chelsea, right? And Chelsea are poor, but at least they got something. They had something about them to fight for, and you know, and have a bit of passion about. I'm sat in there tonight with Jason. I'm like, I can't even watch this. It's painful.
It was uninspiring, wasn't it?
It's just painful.
Right. Here's my take on it. Obviously, I think Antonio's time is up. I think if he hadn't have gone back to Italy, he's probably saved himself a few more weeks. So it's so depressing. Look, if you have a look at what Jack said, he's spot on, right? I was a home and away all over Europe watching us play some of the best football. We had the best 3 attacking players in the country. We still do have 3 of the best attacking players in the country. But when you starve anybody of service, whatever job you're in, you can't shine, right? So how can we have our most, they're a destructive force to opposition, let's call it that, right? Who are starved of service every single game. How can you go into a Champions League quarter-final after seeing that we beat a much better teams than them this season and sit back at home? There was a point in the first half.
I don't think they can believe how easy it was, Milan. I think Milan thought they'd go there and have to defend with their lives on the edge of the box. They had the best chances of the game.
Well, no,
Milan had the best chances.
They should have won. They should have won 2-3-0.
There was a point in the first half where one of their back 4 played a really loose ball. And I'm screaming for Ollie Skip to go and meet the ball. He would have got there, but he didn't. He stood there like he had chains on, like he's been told you can't go outside the D in the opposition's half. Now, under Poch, under any manager who's forward-thinking, Ollie Skip sprints to that ball, wins it, and we're on the attack. And you've got our 3 best players in front of him to choose from one while they're all over the place. But we don't. We sit back.
It's baffling. It was baffling to watch that at times.
It was. Yeah. And Ramiro is a fantastic defender, a World Cup winner. Okay, and yes, he's made stupid challenges time after time this season. But should he have been in the position where he had to defend for his life 75 minutes into a game?
Oh, he's a liability, though, James. He's a liability. As much as we all love him, and he's got something, he's got passion, he's got heart. I get that. But you know, you look at top defenders. He's won the World Cup. You look at the top defenders that have played the game. They don't look like they're going to get sent off every week. Every time. He can't tackle.
That should have been coached out of him, by the way. I understand, and there are players. Ramos is a great example of that, right? You want a red card. I think he's got the most, in La Liga history. But there are moments in games, 15 in a game like that size, you do not want to be, and we all know it's like when you get booked, Jay, early in games. You know my game's going to have to change.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to now be very careful.
Pull out, yeah.
It's got to be a perfect game. I take the point about the challenge where he's on that left-hand side,
but he doesn't have to go in and make that challenge. He decided, I'm going to go and win this ball. Once he made that decision, the red card was always coming.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.